Jim, your take on today's draw at Maidenhead?
I mean, we take the point and we move on for sure. Well, I'm obviously feeling just slightly aggrieved that we weren't able to hold on to the lead once we got our nose in front. I thought we handled the first half with like relative comfort, if I'm being honest. We had control of the game, and obviously we scored a good goal that gets us in front. We go in half time again, fairly comfortable to that stage, really. And at that point, on a tricky pitch, on quite a flat day, I'm just hoping that'll be enough, really. I'm thinking that probably should be enough. The feeling of the goal, the equaliser, it doesn't feel great in terms of the way it went in and how the opportunity arose. I was a little bit aggrieved with the double foul that the referee handled just before that, and he decided to give us a drop ball, but we were in comfortable possession. The drop ball ended up being opposed on the throw-in line. We had to flip it because we're opposed. It's a bit of a trap, and from that same possession they went and scored. The referees kind of apologised to me that after the game, said he was told off by his officials for his decision in that moment, but that doesn't get us anything back. I think that lifted Maidenhead a little bit, and they had nothing up to that point, really, and all their kind of attacks really fizzled. I don't think they entered our box much in the game. I think as the game developed then, we chased it, we looked for the win. I think we had a couple of half opportunities. We had one very, very clear opportunity where we didn't do enough with that shooting moment. That would have been enough to win this game, definitely. But yeah, the performance lacked energy. I thought the performance was a little bit flat. I kind of felt that from the side, and yeah, maybe it's just one of those days where the team were finding it hard to find some energy.
You mentioned that relentless schedule, and obviously kind of showed it early on in the second half when Maidenhead had that energy that they brought into the game, but you can take a lot from the first half, the chances we created and getting that goal early on as well. Yeah,
and Maidenhead are desperate, aren't they? You've seen that with all the teams down the bottom today, they've all won, which is the odd thing that seems to happen at this point in the season. They were very desperate. I didn't think they were better than us at all. I thought they were equally as flat, really, but they managed to find a way to get that goal back. But yeah, the schedule's the schedule. I've got strong feelings about it, but I've got strong feelings about how we've handled our own business this year and why we find ourselves behind everyone else in the schedule, and why we are the team with the least break in the schedule. So we're 8-9 weeks in now to 3 games a week. We've still got 4 weeks left of that, and we just have to push and strive to keep handling it. We showed a lot of good characteristics today to make sure we took a point in a game that we were really flat, and we've lost these in times gone by. So that's a positive I'll have to look to, and we have to try to look and address our energy levels as much as possible for the next games that are coming.
Positively good to welcome Devante Rodney back onto the pitch after missing 3 weeks out through injury.
Yeah, very positive news. I strictly wasn't allowed to use Dev for any more than 10 minutes today because he's not trained. This was a moment where Dev literally came straight onto the bench, which is obviously a minor risk, but one that we looked at, how best could we manage it. Dev wanted to try and help the team. Dev knew, what we could and couldn't do with him. So Dev had an amazing impact here last year. He'd been out for so long, and he came on and he found an assist for us with one of his devastating runs. We would have hoped actually to not need to use Dev today because we'd have been winning the game, but it wasn't the case. But great to have him back, and like everyone else at this stage, it's managing different people at different stages. We've just lost Jay Bird for a significant time, which is really unfortunate because he was doing great for us, since his arrival from Exeter. He's devastated with that injury himself. But again, like with Jay, it was a case of management, and it's difficult to manage because you want these players to play, but it's not always the most ideal handling of the players to just make them go flat out because things can happen. I think unfortunately Jay's picked up an injury. He's not really played a lot of football before he came to us, so it was always a risk. But yeah, hopefully we can get him back at some stage before the end of the season.
Back at the Crown Arena on Tuesday, York City, the visitors. How much you're looking forward to welcoming them on Tuesday?
It's exciting. One of the big boys. They'll be going all out for a win, of course. They're chasing their own aspirations at the top end of the table. We are too. It's a game I believe we can win 100%. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to it.